Hello and welcome to the third episode of For the Record. I am your host Aditya Lokhande, and today with us we have an amazing musician and a very good friend of mine, Ayushi
Hey
Patil.
guys!
Ayushi is a singer-songwriter based in Pune. She has been performing for about 4 years now in and around the city. She has also released two originals, Rise being one of her recent releases, and she's also currently working on her EP. So, welcome Ayushi. How
Yes,
have you
I've
been?
been good. Firstly, thank you so much for having me on For the Record. It really means a lot.
Yeah, it's our
It's
pleasure.
it's
Yeah,
a good initiative.
thank you, thank
It's
you.
it's beautiful.
So, yeah, I'd like to go back to the back in time actually to the starting point of your career. Let's talk about the starting point of your career since you've been doing this for 4 years and that too like consistently. So, what was the starting point?
Yeah.
How did you start off?
The starting point, I would say, was like a random school annual function
Okay.
in which I barely knew guitar. So my parents had got this guitar for me, which was like very basic, very basic guitar. And like I played it for a day and I was like, this requires a lot of patience, which I don't have. I need to give up.
Okay.
Day one,
Okay.
I was that. And after that, I touched my guitar after 2 years in 11th standard, where we were having our annuals for
Okay.
school, right?
Okay. There.
So yeah, so that time, someone, someone like a pro player who was a junior of mine, he just told me, just play this and you will be sorted. And he taught me that. I knew four chords: G, C, E minor, D, sorted.
Oh, damn. Which song was that?
And it was Alive by Crevella.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn nice. So it was an English song. Great.
Yeah. So like that's how like the whole guitar thing started.
Hmm.
Even I am not sure how it started because like it's so random. Because I was never into like so much into music. Like I used to like listening to a new music and a lot of it,
Hmm.
but I was never like into like I want to make this a career or something of that sort. So yeah, so like in college, I started up in college. So there was this farewell of my seniors where I was thrown up on the stage, and it was like my first year. So I didn't know anyone in college. And imagine there are like 700 to 800 people sitting in front of you who don't even know you, neither you know them, and randomly you're singing on the farewell. Like, it's like embarrass level max. So that happened, and I don't know what song to sing. The most random song that could ever come to me was Iktara.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song here.
So like I sang Iktara, and surprisingly, like people came to me
Hmm.
like, you are very good at it and all. You should really think about like doing a career. I'm like, yeah, what are you saying? I just did it for my seniors, and that's
Yeah.
it. So and like that night, I went for dinner with my parents, like at a restaurant, and there was this guy singing called Faizan.
Hmm.
So I just asked him like, can I sing for my parents? So like my parents were like, "Ha, you will sing in the college, but not for us." So they taunted me basically over it.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm like well versed with Iktara because like there were hardly people in the restaurant, firstly. And I'm like, see, if 800 people can bear with me, I think 8 people might. So I went on and I was like, okay, let's do Iktara only. And like Faizan, he just randomly gave me the guitar. He's make me stood in front of the mic and then he was like, dude, start singing. And when I sung, the whole hotel, the whole restaurant people like started clapping and I'm like, okay, someone came out the audience and singing. So they felt good.
Hmm.
We were leaving the restaurant. That is where the whole scenario changed. When we were leaving the restaurant, the manager came to me and he asked me that, ma'am, would you like to do paid gigs at our venue? And
Damn. Okay.
I was like, wow, गाने के पैसे मिलेंगे. That was my reaction. And because I didn't know how this thing functions, right? I didn't know how much to
Hmm.
charge initially and all of that. So like that's how like that was the point where it actually started getting or started becoming like a very essential part of my life. Like so that was the day where I knew that, I wanted to do this.
And do you have any training, any professional training in
No,
music?
I am not professionally trained at all, neither in singing, not as even being a guitarist. So, the whole journey of becoming a singer and guitarist is only through listening music or watching YouTube tutorials of 10,000 people playing the guitar, singing. So, that has been my thing. Like, I always wanted to learn, like, when I got serious about music, like in my first year of architecture,
Hmm.
when I got about it, I wanted to learn, but architecture is so tiring as a course that I never got time to even finish architecture while to think something new to learn. I couldn't even bear like 5 hours for me to sleep.
Hmm.
Every- So yeah, so opportunity did not come, but I always wanted to learn because like being professional at something that you do is always like a good thing.
Crazy, yeah, crazy, crazy that like things just started falling in place, and now you have two
Yeah.
originals.
Yes.
Yeah, so this was the performing part of your career. Where were you writing at
Yeah.
that time? When did you start writing?
No. So I used to write when I was a kid, but
Hmm.
like I don't know why I left writing suddenly,
Okay.
sudden change.
Was it just poetry or music, like songs?
No, I used to write songs. I used to write poetry, something very random. I used to just keep
Okay,
scrolling.
okay,
I think.
okay.
I used to not write like with a specific rhyme scheme, ki, like I want to use this as a song later or something. So I used to just scribble randomly.
Okay.
Then in third year, I remember it was like my pre-final submission or something, and I had got a redo on a sheet.
Okay.
Just like an architecture trademark, like everyone gets a redo. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got a redo. I didn't want to do that sheet. It was 3 a.m. in the night, and I just randomly wrote this song. Like my first song, "Tu Hai Yahi," came from that idea. Like I wrote it on that sheet and I left it. Like I didn't know what to do about it. I randomly wrote it.
Okay, okay.
Later, when I was sitting in my room, like 3 months later, when like I was looking for my submission and all of that got ended finally, I found this piece of paper. I found this piece of sheet. And I'm like, dude, when did I write this? And I'm like, okay,
Okay.
started writing this. I need to end this. So I never had the idea of, like making it into a song or like something. So I completed the lyrics and then I sat with my guitar. And like within a period of time of, I would say like half an hour, 45 minutes, I knew I had a song, but I didn't know what to do about it. Like, so I told my friends, my school friends, ki dude, maine gana likha. And they were like, what? That was the reaction because
The
no one
classic
legit knew
reaction.
that. Yeah, so no one really knew that I write and all. So
Okay.
writing, as a kid was very personal to me.
Okay, okay. So how
I
was
used to
your
not tell people that
oh,
I write
okay. Yeah, so I was asking how was your experience performing in and around the city?
it has been wonderful. Like one of the things that has kept me sane, I think, as a musician, even during the tough times I have had, being a musician is doing gigs and performing in and around the city because the like the basic concept of gigs is something like when you're singing, the person listens to you, and when that person goes home, you make their night or you make their day because they listen to you. So I used to really like that, believe in that concept, to make someone happy, to make someone smile with your music. And I was just like, I want to do this. I want to do more of it.
Hmm.
When my gig started, getting praised and all of that, I got bigger opportunities in the case of gigs as well. I started doing bigger venues. I started charging more. So like that's how it just kept growing. Like people started enjoying my music more than that. Most of the time, what happens in the case of gigs is like people are busy eating or like something or the other. Listening to music is not their priority when they come out. Yeah. So like it was like at some venues I have had no people listening to me, whereas I have had some venues where people are just listening to me and like dancing around. So there have been ups and downs. Every industry or every profession has that. But yeah, it's been a wonderful journey.
Yeah, it's like part of the process. And also,
Yeah.
in the past couple of years, the scene in Pune has also, sort of developed where a lot of people
Yeah.
are performing, as something like a side hustle for them. And very few
Yes,
people
yes.
actually go about writing original songs.
Yeah.
So like you are probably like one of them. And yeah, so I want to talk about Tu Hai Yahi, like specifically. I had the pleasure of working on it.
Yeah.
So you told me about the writing part and stuff. And so how did you go about,
Yeah.
I don't know, contacting me?
Contacting you. So like
Yeah.
first thing that happened to my mind was like, when I had this song, people told me that you should release it. And I'm like, how? I don't have so much money to go to a label and like tell them, "Ki release my song." So I didn't know how the whole independent scene functioned at that point of time.
Okay.
And that's, it just clicked to me that, there's this guy called Aditya. He's from my school. And like, he might help me. If not work, at least help me out through and make me understand the logistics behind it.
Hmm.
I contacted you and then I asked you, then you asked me like what's a budget and all. And I was like, dude, what is all this? I didn't know shit during that time, right? So
Hmm.
yeah, and then I think we just got very well together. Like I believe, the people you're working with on your tracks now, you
Hmm.
should really level of comfort.
Yeah, yeah. I
Or
mean, it was a great experience recording also, yeah, because it was a proper home
yeah,
recording,
yeah.
and it like we
Yeah,
had to give
really.
we had to give the vibe to the song. Like
Yeah.
we had to like
Yeah.
give it
But it was
justice.
good. Like it was a very good experience. Like as a first song where I didn't know anything about recording or about the whole technical part of a song. Out pretty well in that.
Yeah, yeah. And how was the reception for Tu Hai Yahi? How did the crowd
It
react?
was it was it was fabulous. So like so we had made a music video for it, right?
Shout out
So
to Shivtej for this.
yeah, yeah, really, really, like he's done a fabulous job on this. So
Hmm.
like um, so I called up my brother. I'm like, dude, we are doing this song and I need a music video for it. And in 2 days, he was in Pune and
Hmm.
we decided to shoot it around the places that I go every day.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Hmm.
we just shot and all. And the day we put it, I think by the end of the day, on the first day itself, we had 2.3K views or something on YouTube, which
Crazy,
was
yaar.
expected. At like I did not see this coming at all because like people, firstly, I'll tell you, are very hesitant to listen to
Hmm.
original music in that
Yeah.
case because I have been performing in this scene like for the past 4 years now, so I know how audience, like audience will prefer listening to Gulabi Aankhein rather than listening to Tu Hai Yahi, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That is
yeah,
a
so
problem. Yeah.
yeah, that just exists, and you can't
Hmm.
do anything about it.
Hmm.
So like I was like, okay, okay, this is how it functions. And like since I got the good response, I was very skeptical. I didn't even know I'm gonna do more songs or something. Then I just kept writing and composing. I never stopped the whole
Hmm.
procedure. I took breaks in between, but I did not like give up on like, dude, okay, abhi tasalli ho gayi. My one song is out, it's received well, and that's it. I don't want to do it anymore. That was never me.
Hmm.
One thing with me that I know is, when I am getting confidence in what I do, if I am contented and I'm happy with what I've done,
Hmm.
views or reception, I am that kind of a person where it really doesn't matter to me because my basic concept doing music is to make myself smile. Because when I get up in the morning, look at myself in the mirror, I should say this to myself, dude, you have done something yesterday and you made yourself proud. So I do music for that, just to make myself happy. I am that kind of a person where streams or number of playlisting or anything for that matter of fact uh, doesn't really matter. So I'd say like numbers is just not my thing. Like many people have said this to me, like, Ayushi, you're such a great musician. Why do we have 2K followers? Like, I don't know why people say that. Like, because I know the 2K people right now following me are not following me for anything else, but they're following for the content, firstly, and they are following because they know how much of effort I put in to put that content out. So my basic perspective towards this is like, even if 10 people are following me and those people are like quality people, I don't really care even if I have 1,000 followers.
No, it's actually a good thing, yeah, because a lot of people, I'm sure, yeah, they get caught up in the that ecosystem of getting more views, getting more clout, and I think, yeah, it's not good in the long run probably.
Yeah. The thing is, when you start expecting a lot now, Aditya, the problem is like when you start expecting a lot out of the product that you have delivered to people,
Hmm.
you actually face disappointment because, as I told you, people don't listen to a lot of independent music. And that's like it's evolving day by day. It's getting repaired day by day, the whole attitude of people towards independent music. It's
Hmm.
growing as an industry. But yeah, it's not to a level like where people are going to sit and listen to independent music only.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So that is the thing. So it goes hand in hand.
Yeah, true, very true. So you've been performing for 4 years. You released a single. How has your parental support been?
My parental support surprisingly has been tremendously well. Like, my parents, I initially thought that my parents will have a problem with me doing music, and because architecture being such a tiring course already, so they were very scared about me handling two things together.
Hmm.
Like, they thought I won't be able to maintain a balance because the two professions that I'm doing right now, I'm in two boats, right?
Yeah.
So maintaining balance between the both of them is very essential, because like even one drowns, I
Hmm.
drowns as well. And that's like my of it. Like, if music exists, then architecture does. And if
Hmm.
architecture drowns, it does.
Hmm.
That's how my take is on that. Like, I feel my parental support has been really good. Yeah. I don't really expect them to support because of architecture and all. But yeah, like once that I got the hint, like she'll be able to do it. When
Hmm.
they saw me growing, the scene where they saw, 10 people were coming and telling to them that, Ayushi sings so well. We went at her gig yesterday and she was really good.
Hmm.
She
Hmm.
sings really, she plays the guitar really well. That's where they gain confidence, like the appreciation that came from the people.
Hmm. Hmm.
Them believe in me that, I can take this ahead as a profession along with being an architect. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Hmm. Hmm.
they parents did not really have a problem with me doing music ever.
That's awesome, yeah. That's actually good to hear that, like, having supportive parents sorts out
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah. Like one thing that has kept me going has been my parental support, because, there were times where I was so lost, where I did not do music for a period of time.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I just took a break. Like, I just felt like, it's getting too much on my plate now because I had submissions, I had a lot of things going on. And then my parents came to me and they were like, Ayushi, don't quit. Take a break, but do it after a period of time, because you need this break to figure out stuff and you're going to do well later. And that was so important. Your parents, your friends telling you this is something very secondary for me, I feel, like, but
Hmm. Hmm.
your parents telling them because they have lived life more, right? So they know things. And supporting in this kind of things is like something very essential. So like I'm really blessed to have parents like these, like really.
That's great, yeah. So, coming back to Tu Hai Yahi, it came out in Feb, and we had the lockdown because of the COVID pandemic in March. So, the whole industry sort of is in loss because of that, and artists, like, there were full-time artists who are not able to perform, and people have shifted their gigs to virtual gigs, and you've did a couple of virtual gigs, right? So how has that experience been, and how has the pandemic affected you as a musician?
The pandemic affected me really bad, because I'll tell you, one of the things that drastically changed was the income. that came to me. So for putting out my music, I need some capital to invest, right? So all of that was generated by doing gigs. And as restaurants were shut, as they still are, I did not have any source of earning. And I was I was clueless at that point of time because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know when the music scene is going to start. And that's how the online
Hmm.
thing came into the picture. I went live with um, a lot of indie artists. Like I went live with Raghav Mietul. I went live with
Hmm.
Answer. So, that supported me in such a different way, like just meeting people, such legendary people on a video call, and then just they telling you that your music is good and not lose faith in it is something that you need at that point of time where you're like super low. So like things just started falling in place even in the lockdown. I think the lockdown came as an opportunity to me where, lockdown was actually the thing where I started writing maximum of my music. Like I had not written so many songs in like the past 3 years, jitna I've written in the past 6 months. So like it has been a wonderful journey, even though I have been home. I have been working at my office as well now. But opportunities came to me and ideas just kept coming. I never had a creativity block during this lockdown period of time because there were so many people who were just inspiring me. There were so many people who were just, encouraging me to keep going. And that's how
Hmm.
the whole Rise, my latest single, came into the picture. Like
Yeah.
the whole lockdown just screwed everyone up. In fact, everyone was back to square one.
Yeah. Yeah.
It affected every industry. It's not just music industry. It affected all everything. So I just thought, it's a good idea, like how people inspired me. My basic motto of doing music is to, when a listener is listening to my music, I want the sound to resonate in such a way that they feel good about themselves. And that's how the idea of Rise came into the picture. Like I was going through it in the lockdown and I realized, dude, even the girl that stays next door, the same thing is happening to her as well. Just decided why this topic is still, like still a thought. And I just thought it should be out. This thought should be out. Yeah. So I started writing. I had the song, I discussed it with 2, 3 people, and they were like, put it out. And we were not able to record, right? Because
Hmm.
of
Hmm,
the
hmm,
whole
hmm.
studios were shut. So I've been
Yeah.
working on this like since the past 4.5 months, and it's finally out now. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm feeling happy about it
Yeah.
that things fell into place and it actually worked out pretty well.
Yeah, so Rise is actually a very beautiful song. And as I told you
Thank you so
before, also,
much.
like, I wasn't expecting an English song because I did not know you write in English as well. So,
Yeah.
like, it was beautiful, yeah, the song. And
Thank you so much.
shout out to Aniket for producing Rise.
Yes, beautifully produced. Like I never imagined that song to be that way. Like the kind of magic and the kind of effort that Aniket poured in the song was
Hmm.
beyond my imagination. Like when he sent me the demo, because now that we couldn't discuss and it was just Zoom that we could discuss it on,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
internet being internet, at the end of the day, it has its disadvantages, it all has its cons. So I had faith in him and he just delivered a good product. And he sent it to me and I was like, dude, what have you done to this song? Like it sounds crazy. It doesn't sound like like when I received the demo and I told my mom ki, mom, just have a look at this. She was like, whose song is
Hmm.
this? I'm like, mom, I'm singing that song. What? It doesn't sound like you. She just thought it's some random pop star singing, and she's like, what song is this? I actually like it. So yeah, but
Crazy, yeah, crazy.
that song was just magic, really. It's surely going to be one of the most special songs to me.
No, definitely, yeah. And how has the reception of Rise been?
It has been really good. So it's just been like hardly a day. since it's yeah, in a day also, like it's been very well received by people, like people are actually liking it. And like one thing that people told me, that you are growing track to track. They they see the amount of effort. They can realize that I've put every ounce of myself into making that song, and that is what matters to me. That when people listen to it, they feel the effort and they feel good about themselves. When a friend of mine, he called me up today in the afternoon, and he was like, Ayushi, I was having such a bad day today. And then I just realized, oh, Ayushi's song released and I did not have a look at it yet. He listened to that song and his day changed. And he called me up to say that thank you so much for doing music.
That's wonderful. Yeah, so I was asking, I was saying that between Tu Hai Yahi and Rise, you recorded one more track and it came out through Fiddlecraft's page. Could you like tell us more about it?
Yeah, so Teherja was something that came to be like during this lockdown only. Like, and like finished writing this song during the lockdown. I had written this song again in the third, fourth year of my architecture, where I was at a very crucial stage in my life where, there were a lot of submissions and I couldn't take it, like music and architecture together. And I just thought, I need to quit one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I called up my friend, and I it was 2 a.m. I think it was 2 a.m. And I called her up, and then like the one thing that she said to me hit me so hard was, Ayushi, do one thing different. Like, take a break for a period of time. You will figure out how you are gonna deal with all of this. And yeah, I think I took that break, and like after that, Tu Hai Yahi and Teher Ja and then Rise, all of these tracks have just been coming up because that break was so essential for me at that point of time.
Hmm.
Because architecture and music, sometimes, and along with these two, also, I do many other things. Balancing all of it together was getting difficult. And I took that break. So Teherja is all about, like you don't have to lose hope in life and you don't
Mm-hmm.
have to quit anything. Maybe you just take a break or just take some time out of it. You will figure out things and you will actually, seek solutions better.
Mm-hmm.
So I realized that thing, and then I completed the song during the lockdown. And the main member of Fiddlecraft, Gaurav Veya, he called me up
Mm-hmm.
and was like, "We are planning to do this podcast where we will be featuring artists. Like it's a video podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interview." So I was like, "Yeah, I'm in." So they were like, "Would you like to record a song as well?" And I'm like,
Oh,
okay, we can try it out. And it sounded pretty good because it was just like a one take thing. And we just decided to put it up on Fiddlecraft's channel. And it received really well. Like, I did not really expect it because Teherja is one of the songs from my EP.
okay.
Yeah. So, like, I just decided to do a raw version of it because that time I had not decided what I'm going to do about Teherja, if I'm going to release it as a single or I'm going to release it as EP. But yeah, like I have a basic idea about my EP now, so I just decided that this song needs to be in the EP.
Beautiful, yeah. And also, like, there is something about one take, you know, songs, let's say,
Yeah.
or that is why like people, a lot of people like appreciate theater more than movies because it's all one take
Yeah,
and like you
exactly.
given your all. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and shout out to Fiddlecraft for giving like uh, indie musicians this platform.
Really, really. Like what they are doing is like beyond words, I think. I won't be able to express it in words what they have done. Giving that opportunity to an indie musician like me who is not very much into the scene. Like I started getting into the scene during the lockdown. Before that,
You're
I was
pretty
not.
much in the scene here now. It's okay,
Yeah, I
Aishi.
am
Yeah,
right now.
yeah, yeah.
Not before that, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
before that, I was just like a random artist.
Mm-hmm.
But like Well, like Fiddlecraft, like when we talk about the whole community,
Hmm.
it's so nice people also exist where, they are ready to listen and they're ready to support me. And they actually genuinely want people to listen to my music. So someone doing that for me really meant a lot to me. So yeah.
That is crazy, yeah. So yeah, like bands like Fiddlecraft giving you a chance perform, and they upload your song on their channel. Raghav Metal doing his thing. So how the indie scene sounds very supportive. So
Yeah.
my question is that as someone who's new in the scene, how has the scene overall been for you?
Overall, it has been really good because I came across genuine people who want to genuinely promote young musicians or who want to promote new talent. Obviously, there has been a lot of criticism. There have been times where I was neglected
Mm-hmm.
uh, of original music, or even in the case of gigs, like for that matter of fact. But yeah, I think that criticism, I do not let it, affect me to a very personal level. Like, there were times where I used to really feel bad when people used to say things about me or my art or my talent. But after a lot of time, I just thought, like, I don't want all of these things to bother me and to hamper my art.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's how my whole perspective changed towards it. So even if someone today comes and criticizes me, I take it, I just replaced criticism with feedback,
Mm-hmm.
and then it sounds less offensive.
Yeah, that is actually a
Like,
positive way of looking at
yeah,
these
yeah.
things.
So like, I started taking criticism in the form of feedback. And whenever someone used to say that, Ayushi, you don't sing so well, I
Mm-hmm.
used to be like, hey, thank you so much for the feedback, I'll try to improve myself, and maybe you like it next time. So that's how I started taking criticism. So seeing it on an overall level, the community, the whole indie music scene has been really good to me.
That is like crazy, yeah. I mean, it's always good to have a community of musicians supporting
Yeah,
upcoming artists. Also,
yeah,
yeah, this one question I wanted to ask you.
yeah.
Artists and musicians who've inspired you, whose music you've listened and been inspired and like helped you become a better musician.
So, like, there are really a lot of musicians, but like, one of them who played a major role to shape me or to like mold me into a better musician was Ed Sheeran, for sure. Like, and I've been listening to Ed Sheeran for like many years now. Like, I don't remember the year I started listening to Ed Sheeran, but yeah, the the kind of the kind of perspective people like Ed Sheeran or John Mayer, uh, another major influence, has been really shaping me as a better musician. And amongst the indie people, like around the local people as well. So like the three artists, like I would like to mention, who have been, like made me believe in my own music, has been Pratik Kuhad, Ankur Tiwari, and Raghav Mietal, for sure.
That's great, yeah.
Yeah. And about Raghav, I had met Raghav. I had seen that boy 5 years back,
Mm-hmm.
uh, right, standing right next to me, and like, uh, you know, auditioning for a reality. We both were auditioning for a reality show, and I came across him there. And
Mm-hmm.
I saw that boy grow so much. And when I saw Raghav growing as an independent musician, I knew that, when someone standing next to you can reach there, you gain the courage to do it too.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, so like Raghav has been like a major, major influence. Like in the case of indie music, he made me believe that, Ayushi, if you write your own songs and if your work is good, if you put every ounce of yourself into it, it will reach out. It will reach out. You will get appreciation. You will reach to a place where you desire to be.
Wow, that is nice here. I mean, you really need support like this from Like,
Yeah, and
mm,
someone like on your level, like when someone goes from your level to somewhere, like
hmm,
it really urges you to do the same.
yeah,
So
yeah,
like yeah, still shout out to Raghav for that. Yeah, you've been a gem
yeah.
to my
Shout out to
journey.
Raghav for inspiring people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now coming to your EP, what can you tell us about your
Yes.
EP?
About my EP. So
Yeah, yeah,
the whole concept of EP only was so unsure from my
yeah.
side because like I didn't know, dude. Like I didn't know if I was ready to do an EP. So I had this thing in my mind that I want to make an album or an EP. Like I am saying I'm telling people about my journey or like my journey as a person who has been in the scene or as a musician who has been in the scene for the past 4 years now. So I had this concept in my head and I just started writing randomly. And I had a few songs. Then I discussed it with two, three people, and then they were like, Ayushi, this is really good. Like, it just sounds like a part of a family. Like, every song like sounds like a member of a family. And I'm like, okay, then that sounds like an EP to me. So that's how like the whole concept of EP came. So like the EP is generally based about my life as a musician, where based on every year of being a musician. So it's a 4 song EP, and it's based upon the 4 years of my life as a musician. Yeah.
Crazy, yeah. And like this pandemic has also probably given you the chance to, focus more on the writing part of
Yeah,
of
yeah.
you as a
It
musician.
has. Indeed, it has. Because I'll tell you, I used to write really less when I used to do everything like simultaneously because of the lockdown. Things started getting a bit eased out, like they got chill. Then I got a lot of time for writing, analyzing, and also, like taking critical reviews from people. So that happened, and then I writing around 17 songs during this lockdown.
Damn. So
And I was
why are
shocked.
we just getting an EP? Why are we not getting like two deluxe albums?
Oh God.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, man.
No, so 17 of them, out of them, you have a lot of unfinished songs that you revisit for a long period of time. So
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, like I couldn't believe I could write 17 songs in like 6 months. That is not me. I would never think only like I would to do
Hmm.
something of this sort. Like it was insane. Like when I was sitting and analyzing one day, I'm like, dude, I've grown so much. Like that's what happened to me that day. Yeah, man, it's been wonderful during this lockdown. It's just been a good journey, man.
It's great, yeah. Good to hear. Good to like. It's great to hear that you're working on an EP and like because an EP is or an album, it's actually a very difficult thing. It is not as easy as just writing random 4 songs and compiling them. So like it
Yeah.
takes a lot of effort and like all the best for that, yeah. And also
Thank you
my
so
major
much.
question would be, where do you see yourself in the future with your music?
Where do I see myself in the
Yeah,
future?
I mean it's
Okay.
a don't take pressure. I mean it's fine.
No, no, I'm not taking
Yeah.
pressure. But yeah, if you see on a dream point of view, like when I'm sleeping, I'm seeing this dream
Mm-hmm.
where there is like a jam-packed stadium where I'm like singing and like people are singing my music. So that is a dream. But like, very frankly speaking, I'm not that kind of a person who really thinks about the future. I like in the present, like I never knew 5 years back I would be doing this podcast about my music. Living today, living this moment, being happy about today, and just trying to be better tomorrow is something that I look forward to every day. That's my attitude every day when I get up in the morning. That I need to be better than yesterday.
That is wonderful, yeah. I'm sure, yeah, the people listening to this are going to take a lot from this conversation and from you. And also, could you like to tell the audience where they can find you and your music?
Yes, so yes, guys, you guys can find me out on Instagram. I am there on every platform. So my Instagram handle is Ayushi Patil Music. Double A, like please do that. Otherwise you won't find me. And I have profiles on every streaming platform, including Spotify, Savan, iTunes, Apple Music, and also Deezer, Pandora, everywhere. So you guys can find out about my music everywhere. I'm available everywhere. I am on Twitter, but I'm like super inactive. But yeah, the most active I am on social media platform is Instagram. So you guys can come follow me and like support my journey. Thank you so much. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Aditya, for having
yeah, we'll definitely put down your links in the description. And
me.
thanks a lot, yeah, thanks a lot for doing this. It was a pleasure hosting you and talking to you about you and your journey.
It was a pleasure being here. I wanna, we are just busy giving shout outs to everyone throughout this podcast. But I wanna thank you and your whole team for doing this and coming up with this initiative, because there are a very, very minimal number of people who want to really grow the scene and who want to really, encourage people to do their music. And it is so essential because during my time when I started off with original music, anyone like this. So thank you so much for creating a platform for artists like me who can actually talk about their journey and talk about music. So thank you. A big thank you for the record.
Thanks a lot, yeah. I mean, that's the plan to, get more artists and, talk to them about their story and their music. And hopefully, let's see. We've just started off here.
Yeah.
Well, that was my conversation with Ayushi. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We have some amazing artists lined up from the scene in the future episodes. So for more updates, you can follow us at For the Record India on Instagram and YouTube. We also have our previous episodes on Spotify, so you could check that out as well. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good day. See you in the next episode.